Under the leadership of Prime Minister Josiah Vorenge Bainimarama, 2017 has already been another historic year for Fiji and the Fijian people. As a result of his steady leadership and a consistent economic vision, 2017 has marked the 8th consecutive year of growth for the Fijian economy, and projections indicate that the economy will continue to grow over the next 2 years to achieve an unprecedented 10 straight years of economic growth for Fiji. As the Fijian economy has continued to surge at home, Fiji has earned a reputation abroad as a respected advocate for the interests of all small island states. The Prime Minister's efforts on the global stage have led to Fiji assuming the mantle of leadership on 2 critical issues for Fiji: the Pacific and every nation on Earth. As co-host of the first ever UN Conference on Oceans and as president of the UN negotiations on climate change at COP23. Fiji successfully co-hosted the UN Conference on Oceans this past June in New York City alongside the government of Sweden. The conference, which has been heralded as an unqualified success, resulted in a political declaration entitled Our Ocean, Our Future, Call for Action, which outlines a series of priority action, Save the Ocean, and nearly 1,400 voluntary commitments for ocean action formally listed in the conference registry. Fiji is currently in the midst of preparations to lead the global negotiations on climate change at COP23 in Bonn, Germany this November. Fiji will be the first small island state to ever assume the COP presidency, and as COP president, Prime Minister Bainimarama is carrying out an international campaign to rally leaders in government, the private sector and civil society to build a grand coalition for climate action, which Fiji will lead to the COP itself in 2 weeks' time. As part of the Fijian presidency, Prime Minister Bainimarama says he intends to take the stories, experiences and struggles of the Fijian people directly to the international community to inspire action against the threat of climate change. He has also given his total commitment to seeking the full implementation of the Paris Agreement on climate change, which calls for decisive cuts in carbon emissions on a global scale. Our Prime Minister has also made adaptation and resilience a key priority of Fiji's COP presidency to give vulnerable nations the chance to adapt their economies to the severe weather events, rising seas and other serious impacts of climate change, so that climate-vulnerable economics can better withstand severe climatic events such as Cyclone Winston. Prime Minister Bainimarama has made clear that Fiji's progress and development will not be hindered by the growing threat of climate change. And here in Fiji, he has continued his unwavering campaign to modernize Fiji and drive development across our islands for the benefit of every Fijian. He has ingrained the growth of trade and investment into Fiji's foreign policy agenda and has taken the Fijian-made brand of quality goods and services around the world to expand market opportunities for Fijian businesses. This past year, he attended the Fijian National Day celebrations at the World Expo in Astana, Kazakhstan, where he spoke on the growing opportunities in trade and investment in the Fijian economy and generated serious interest among development partners, particularly in renewable energy investments in Fiji. The underlying philosophy of the Prime Minister's domestic agenda has been to translate Fiji's economic prosperity directly into opportunity for the Fijian people. That agenda has led to rapidly improving infrastructure throughout the country: better roads, better airports, more efficient ports, improved connectivity, and world-class telecommunications and free education for Fijian students for the first time in Fijian history. Fiji's engagement with the private sector has remained a key pillar of the Prime Minister's economic vision, and he has overseen the introduction of attractive investment incentives, including duty concessions, investment allowances, and some of the lowest corporate and personal taxes in the region. The Prime Minister has also spearheaded special efforts and initiatives to expand the reach of essential services to rural, maritime and remote corners of the country, and has personally administered the expansion of services such as healthcare, water, electricity and legal services to outer island and rural communities. Because, as he has repeatedly stated, location in Fiji should never be allowed to be a barrier to opportunity. The ambitious slate of development under the Fiji First government has seen Fiji emerge as the hub of economic activity in the South Pacific. Fiji has played host to many regional and international gatherings and is the center for Pacific outreach for international and regional organizations and educational institutions. Private sector partners have stepped up with their engagement with the Fijian economy, particularly in tourism, agriculture, forestry, construction services and real estate. Fijian businesses are taking up new opportunities with Fijian-made products and drawing upon Fiji's educated and English-speaking workforce to grow their businesses in Fiji and throughout the region. Prime Minister Bainimarama's personal commitment to every Fijian has built the Fiji we know today. The progress and development achieved over the past decade have made Fiji a safer place and have made our nation more unified, more prosperous and more capable of overcoming whatever challenges lie ahead. A Fiji in which no Fijian is left out of the fold of national development. A Fiji where every citizen can live with dignity, self-respect and great hope for the future. A Fiji where every citizen feels proud to say,
I'm a Fijian!
I'm proud to be a Fijian!
We are Fijians!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister of Fiji, Josiah Varenge Bainimarama.